And we're straight into this one. So we're talking about cyclamen and dormancy and growing them out of season. Now down here you can see that I have part of my collection of cyclamen, and what I normally do when it comes around to summertime, they naturally start to yellow in the leaves, and I decrease the amount of water that I give them. Eventually all the leaves die off. However, this year I've tried to keep them a little bit more hydrated. I'm trying to think of what happens in nature with them and how they are growing in places where the trees grow, so it goes a lot drier for them, the light disappears, and all my fans have just kicked in and I'll have to go and switch them off. So I found this works for me. When I let them all go dry, the only problem is they can get too dry. So that's why this year I thought, right, well, I'll keep them a little bit more watered, and it's kept the leaves for a bit longer, but they're definitely in a darker position. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, they are now dormant. No, they're not fully dormant, as in all you can see is a tuber, but they're still in a dormant state. They're not in active growth apart from 1 or 2 leaves, but I can cope with that, that's fine. This one over here, this one lasted a little bit longer. It also got a little bit of damage from, I think at first we had aphids, then it possibly could have been the tarsonamid mite, and sprayed it. We've got new leaves coming again, but you can see it's certainly in a dormant state. However, one of them had tarsonamid mite for quite a long time at the beginning of the year, and it really knocked it back. So much so that it only came into flower at the beginning of summer, and this is the particular plant in question. I got rid of the tarsonamid mite just by spraying. It's easy to get rid of it. However, these plants don't want to be flowering in the heat and the light of midsummer. They don't like those temperatures. They like it to be cooler, bright, yes, but not direct sun, and they don't want it to be mid-summertime when they're blooming. They're a winter flowering plant in nature. So I thought, well, we'll give it a go. Let's see what happens. Interesting thing. Well, it did flower, but it also started to go dormant as well. You can see we've still got blooms, we've still got new blooms coming, but yet the leaves are in a semi-dormant state. So obviously the temperatures are telling it to go dormant, but yet the fact that it had a very prolonged dormant state is telling it that it should be waking up. I've had people tell me in the past, oh yes, I keep mine flowering all year. Well, I don't know how they do it. I honestly don't know how they do it. Maybe they have a particular conditions, maybe they have particular hybrids that are bred for that kind of thing, but every cyclamen that I've ever had just naturally goes dormant in summertime and naturally wakes up again in wintertime. So what am I doing with this? Well, I've let it bloom, but I think what I'm going to do with it now is put it somewhere where it's darker, and I'm going to reduce the watering and chop the flowers off and any new flower buds that form, and I'm going to force it to go dormant, and then that way hopefully by the time it comes around to November, December time this year, it'll have had sufficient rest time and I can bring it out again for the winter. So it shows that it works. I know that this works because I've been doing it for several years. It's just to give you an idea of what happens when cyclamen are flowering out of season. They don't like it, they don't want to do that, or certainly the ones that I've tried. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments, I don't know, am I wrong? Are there other particular types of cyclamen hybrids, houseplant cyclamens, we're talking about persicum varieties, that will just flower all year round? If so, what are your conditions? How do you get it to do that? Because no matter what I do, the temperatures, the light levels, the humidity, whatever it is, it's telling the plant to shut down, even though it's trying to flower at the same time. Tell me in the comments. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.